Well, welcome to our next Channeling the Ascension teachings. Today I'm going to be channeling the Ra Collective, which is a group of blue avian beings that help to oversee the evolution process for the humankind. And we are joined by some participants. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
All right, so just before we bring in the blue avians, I'm just going to read out a pre-channeled message about why they wish to come through. Okay, so the message is, you as a collective are journeying through a pivotal point within your expansion of consciousness into an elevated form of physical being and reflected reality. It is an evolution which you co-created to move the human collective and its aligned multiverse to its consciously known position within the universe and to assist it to remember its cosmic unified state of being with the universe. We wish to come through to assist in your navigation through the new consciousness emergence, an emerging cosmic self, which is aligned to higher frequency inabilities and the knowing of its reason for existence. All right, so that's the Ra Collective. And so without further ado, I'm going to go now into trance and bring them through. See you on the other side. Greetings, dear Wian. Dear ones, we are the Ra Collective, and it is with great honor that we come through in this direct way to remind you of the cosmic connection within you, the cosmic connection that expands all reality. You are emerging into a new frontier of human consciousness evolution. You are now awakening to the reality of who you truly are. Awakening to the reality that you are much more than a human being, that you are connected to all that is, not just in consciousness, but also in form. For there cannot be any separation, dear one. Separation is only an illusion of a duality consciousness. It is the dimension of experience that the human collective chose to experience life through, to assist in the evolution of the human collective and the evolution of all collectives throughout the universe, and to expand source itself. It is a contrast. It is a perception of separation that acts as a divine catalyst. You manifest this in your physical reality. You experience separation. You experience duality. You experience the perception of darkness and light because of this system that is in play. And it's this system that has allowed the human collective to expand to this current stage of human evolution. Throughout your timelines as human being here expressed on Mother Gaia, you have explored cycles of perceived time, cycles which you have called the golden ages, cycles of the dark ages, of the golden ages, cycles of remembrance, cycles of amnesia. But understand that these cycles are part of the divine system that has allowed you to get to a collective vibration, which you are now vibrating at. And because collectively you are at this new vibration, we would say, a collective vibration that vibrates more in love than fear, that recognize its unity consciousness. And this was helped by certain worldwide events. You are now at a point where you're activating now more like structures within your being, within your very DNA, the very carbon-based form in which you attribute life to is now shifting. This carbon-based body has allowed you to feel dense, has allowed you to feel the denser energies aligned to a duality consciousness. It was a collective soul contracts, in like you wish to refer to it as soul intentions. Because you are so highly advanced beings, you chose to experience life here in carbon-based bodies, knowing that you're also part of the stars. You are the stardust. You are the universe. But that is now shifting. And because it is now shifting, what your sciences call junk DNA is now being activated. Those dormant aspects within your very vessel, within your DNA, is being turned online. For some of you, that process has already begun, because those of you who are the light workers and the way showers in this reality have chosen to transform into this heightened, expanded human before the collective, to be the light for others, to help in that navigation of the new reality in the new form. But all of you are going through this process. And because there are many shifts occurring within your being, you might experience what you have called as ascension symptoms. You might experience physical ailments as you release certain programs related to the carbon-based body, related to duality-based beliefs, fear-based beliefs. You are going through a transformation in form and in consciousness. Those higher dimensions in which you exist at are now being manifested in the present reality. And because of this change, you are now activating more of your galactic abilities, more of your oneness abilities, more of your innate divine connection with all that is. Some of you are seeing this in increasing rate, seeing beyond the veil of physical reality, perceiving the multiverse, perceiving more of your multidimensional lives. Some of you disregard it as a mere imagination, but some of you are now developing the knowing of what it truly is, that is you peering into other realities, other dimensions. For who you truly are is non-linear. You have experienced time through a perception of linear time, and this whole construct of space-time is being transformed. You are beginning to explore your reality beyond linear time in your awareness. Of course, you already travel in these dimensions, but we would say a lot of you are not conscious of this. But now, because of the activations within, you are now starting to glimpse to the truth of who you are. Can you see now how advanced you truly are? Can you see that we have been with you from the very beginning, assisting you, guiding you, holding your hand as you move through these pivotal points of evolution in love and in oneness? For there is no separation. This is why there has been invested interest for many of the star beings assisting you, especially in these recent times, in your perception of time, because we have been there to assist in your creation. We have been there to assist you in evolving through all the stages of evolution. And we are so joyous to see the evolution in which you have reached. Of course, there has been times where it has been turbulent, where you have perceived chaos, but understand that this chaos was organized by you collectively, and it allowed you to return home to love, to oneness. It allowed you to be catalyzed, to release the programs that no longer serve you. And at times it might have been challenging for you to explore certain conditions in your reality, but understand you chose this for yourself because of how advanced you truly are. Because you know that you have all the technologies within you, and now you have moved through the stage that deeply catalyzed many of you around the world. You are now existing in higher dimensions, a collective higher dimension in your terminology. So understand there is no separation. And have the awareness now of the changes within you. Take note of how your reality is shifting. Do you see your reality shift? Perhaps it is the color changes in your reality. Do you see the colors shifting? Do you feel more connected to those around you? What are the changes that you are seeing? These changes are evidence to you of your shifting reality. You don't have to be afraid of your abilities. Some of you are afraid of your own power because of the conditionings on what certain powers represent to you and the meaning behind it. Some of you do not feel worthy of feeling powerful. And it's because for some of you, you have been persecuted in many lives because of your power, because of your awareness, because of who you are. But now is the time. You do not have to be afraid any longer, dear ones. It is time for you to step into the light. Step into the love that you are. For you are love. Can you feel the love that you are? Love is your natural state of being. You are the universe. So when you feel separated, understand that this is just a residual of a duality consciousness that you are still attached to. Yes, the collective is still attached to a duality consciousness. But you are moving through that. You are now vibrating in a higher oneness dimension of consciousness. Remember who you are. Remember that you are love. You are connected with all that is. And it's with such love that we come through today to remind you of your cosmic connection, to know that you have done the work, and all you need to do now is release. You are now vibrating in higher oneness dimensions. Yes, the collective is still attaching to duality consciousness, but as you continue to release, this will also shift. And instead of you being in this transitional period between love and fear, duality and oneness, you will start to release more of that fear and start to receive more clarity and knowing of who you are. And the fear will become less intense. You will see less separation. So understand, you have the power. By you doing your inner work, by you practicing love for yourself and all others, by seeing the oneness in all things, in all beings. And as you transmute, as the collective transmutes, you will remember more of who you are. So, dear ones, are you seeing the changes within your reality? Are you seeing the evidence of this? Does anyone wish to share?
I'll go. Hello.
Hi, D1.
So I am seeing the full moon with my friends right now in North Carolina on a porch. And she is singing right now, but I can still not hear her in my third eye. And I was wondering if you have any guidance or advice around this. Why can I see her physically with my eyes as she is, but I still cannot hear her?
D1. It is still a perception of duality. You see her as outside of you, but she is within you and each and every one of you. So it's about recognizing that you already innately have that connection within you. Feel the energy within your heart. Know that you do not have to bring her essence into you, for she's already within you, within your heart, within your essence. You are connected to the cosmic fabric that connects all life, that connects all universes. So have faith and have courage that you can connect. Connect with the energies. Feel the energy within you. How does it feel on your skin? Open your senses. Let go of the perception of any senses relating to a third dimensional perspective. We want you to be able to feel all the sensation as if she is within you, because she is already within you. It might be a challenging concept to know that she's already a part of you. But when you can shift your beliefs around this, you'll be able to let go more of the resistance to feeling the energy within. So practice the sensations, the physical sense, the physical felt experiences, any emotions that comes up. And take note of that. And when you can take note of those physical sensations within you, then you are able to then open a dialogue. But understand you'll be communicating from the heart. So if you can perceive her as within, you'll be able to communicate. It takes practice. It takes self-belief, but know you are internally connected. All of you have the ability to connect with all the elements, with the sun, with the moon, with all aspects of your reality, because there is no separation. Dear one, open your heart with gratitude. When you can open your heart, you'll help to strengthen your connection with spirit, with oneness.
I have a question related to that.
Yes, D1.
About being one with everyone. So I'm getting more sensitive to when someone's going to leave my life. Like I can just feel it. And I find myself wanting to detach before they even leave my life because of the fear of the pain of separation and the fear of losing them. How can I be more open-hearted and just appreciating the connection while it's still physically there without being so caught up in the fear of losing someone?
One. To be a human is to love, is to be, is to connect. You have been conditioned to put boundaries around your heart. You have been conditioned to feel safe in your reality. So you create boundaries, conditions around what love is. And because of these conditions, because of past experiences, you have created a certain set of beliefs about what a relationship should look like and the conditions in which will tell you for you to embrace a relationship or for you to walk away from a relationship. It is fear. But know that fear is based on past conditions. Fear is based on the illusion that you are separate from all that is. Understand that fear is a messenger. So see it as a gift. Can you love unconditionally? That is your birthright. This is why you are here, is to love unconditionally, to accept unconditionally. Of course, there is different forms of love, such as romantic love. But understand here that you can love unconditionally. And if you can love unconditionally and trust in the power of the human connection, understanding that whatever happens, it'll always be for your highest good if you lead from the heart. Because if you lead from the heart, you tap into the knowing, to the cosmic intelligence that runs through the universe, that is heard within your heart. And if you can express yourself from the heart and anchor yourself in the heart, in your reality, you'll know every inspired choice will be for your highest good. And you will no longer allow fear to control your reality. Fear is the absence of love remembered, of oneness remembered. So the antidote is fear, is connection, is love. And we know that you and many people have fear in expressing love and being vulnerable, but understand that is where your power lies. Power lies in you being vulnerable. This is how you tap into the cosmic intelligence within you. Being vulnerable allows you to express your power and allows the universe to move through you in the most effortless way. And if you are vulnerable and live in the present moment, you do not let past experience dictate your now. By living in the present moment, dimensions that you've experienced that are aligned to fear do not come up into your vibration, do not affect your decisions, because all is perfect in the present now. In the present now, from your heart center, it is a portal. Understand that the human kind have portals, and it's from the heart. You have a collective portal, and you are having what you might call as an individual portal. It is a technology. Only science is only touching the surface of the powers of the heart and technologies of the heart. With the electromagnetic currents and the certain frequencies the heart can emit, it creates portals. It's here where you can travel the multiverse. It's here where you can gain insights to who you truly are in the universe. And it's all within the heart. But if you put blocks around the heart because of your fear, you would say you pinch yourself off from experiencing the full power within the heart and the clarity of the wisdom within you. And understand it is okay to be afraid. There is no wrong in being afraid here, but understand it is a messenger for you. Can you acknowledge the fear? Turn it in. Can you see the gifts within it? Can you step forward despite the fear? This is where your power lies. This is where you discover more of who you are. It is about exploring the unknown dimensions. This is where evolution comes from. It's about you stepping into the unknown as a perceived individual and a collective. Because you surrendering and being vulnerable in the unknown, you are trusting the universe. You are trusting the power within. And when you can do that, you allow the wisdom to move through you. You allow yourself to receive the information needed for your highest good in every moment. This is how you harness your connection with the cosmos, with the oneness. It is about surrender. If you control your reality, You do not allow yourself to tap into this infinite wisdom within you. You've been conditioned to control your reality. There are many programs in the human collective that allows you to experience life in this way, but it is shifting. Can you feel the shifts? Can you feel more love within you? For many of you, you are afraid of the love within you. But you are now here to embrace it. Open your heart. Feel the love. That love that is within you is to be shared. It's not to be controlled. Love is never meant to be controlled. It's embodying that love, the divine love, cosmic love, universal love, the love of source within you, and sharing that with others. This is how you connect more with other beings, not just here, but throughout the universe. It's unconditional love. When you can be unconditional, you will receive the answers, the clarity on which direction to take, dear one.
Thank you.
Hi, I have a question. It's a personal question. How do I become more feminine? What does actually feminism mean to me, to my higher self? Like, I always thought my higher self is neither feminine or masculine, but just always tad bit inclined towards like masculine qualities because, you know, of my experience. I always stand up for myself and things like that. So I just have a question. Like, I know the world is also moving towards a bit more feminist or feminism qualities, but what qualities within the divine feminine do I need to explore here in this reality for my evolution here? Thank you.
All qualities of the divine feminine and divine masculine consciousness is in each and every one of you. It's just that your expression in form, your expression in reality may favor one consciousness over the other. And this was predetermined pre-birth. This reflects in your experience of gender. Of course, there are many people who do not assign a gender. And we would say this is, and these people are way showers, teachers, reshaping beliefs around gender and what it means to be assigned to a gender. So for you, dear one, it is about allowing yourself to feel more, to surrender more. We would say that the divine masculine energies within you are heightened. We would say they're somewhat, in your felt experience, unbalanced. But understand that this is not wrong, and this was for you. Because this, we would say, this stronger element of the divine masculine has allowed you to feel safe in your reality, has allowed you to remain strong in your reality, to allow you to feel confident in your reality. So understand it is perfectly been for you, and it's perfect in every way. So we would say the task for you now is to let go more of the control. And as you let go more of that control, you allow the divine feminine qualities within you to naturally rebalance because it's already within you. There's nothing you have to gain. It's about you surrendering more. We would say being strong, but in a point of heartfelt surrender, letting go of judgments and controls within yourself and with those within your reality. And we know this can be challenging because you've been conditioned to control your reality, to remain strong and to be perceived as strong in your reality. But understand vulnerability is more powerful. Being vulnerable and expressing your vulnerability shows much courage and much strength. This is the rebalancing that is happening for the whole collective. And in turn, it is all also happening within you. So for your next stage, dear one, we would say just to focus on the surrender, to live more from the heart instead of the mind. Take all your actions from the heart, from a place of vulnerability. Engage more in creative activities that are inspired from the heart. And this will also help you to tap into these qualities within you, dear one. But understand all is perfect for it's been for your evolution.
Thank you.
Is there any other questions today, dear ones?
Hi. Are dimensions being interconnected? Because sometimes I hear like the sound of a spaceship on the roof. So I'm wondering if I'm connecting to other dimensions or what's happening.
Dear one, you are starting to see more of your cosmic self. And that is very true because all dimensions and all realities are occurring simultaneously. But because of attachments to linear time, you've been conditioned to not perceive this. So understand you are seeing another reality in your present reality. This is one of the abilities that you hold, Yuan, as someone who holds certain galactic DNA within you. It allows you to have these abilities. So it's about you trusting this within you and harnessing this within you by interacting with these dimensions. For you and all beings who experience this, when you perceive another dimension, another reality, do you view it or do you interact with it? You can increase this connection by interacting, whether it is engaging in physical actions, communicating. We want you to practice all your senses here and understand by you being creative here, you then discover more of your abilities. For many dimensions and many realities, their ways of communicating may be different to yours. So practice communicating psychically, telepathically. Start to experiment with your senses here. And know that messages that come to you, it might appear as your own voice, your own thoughts. But understand all communication that comes to you will be aligned to your beliefs in ways that you will understand. So there is nothing to fear. It's about you trusting your abilities and how wonderful it is that you are starting to experience who you truly are. So next time this happens, dear one, communicate with this spaceship. Make your intentions to connect to the beings within. Make your intention to be shown a visual. Be creative here. Trust in the power of you. And as you trust your abilities and engage more with your abilities, you then activate more of your galactic abilities as they become further activated within your divine blueprint. So understand as they all start to come online within each and every one of you, for you to further accelerate the activation is for you to embrace it, for you to experience them in a physical expression, for you to engage with them. So be creative. There is no wrong or right way in how you engage with them, but it's about you taking the step and bringing those non-tangible abilities into the tangible, into your physical reality. And then you strengthen your connections with the abilities within, dear one.
Thank you. And is there going to be a technology reset? Like the technology is not going to work for a couple of days? Something huge?
Sorry, we didn't hear your message. Please repeat.
Is there going to be a technology reset? So there's not going to be no technology for a couple of days?
Just depends on which dimension you explore reality through. For some, they may experience this in their own personal reality, and for some, they will not experience it because of their vibration. So understand there are many realities. What is occurring on Earth right now, in this reality, there are many parallel realities. So there are many parallel versions of your current reality. You, but perhaps in a different form. You, perhaps with a different name. You that are experiencing different conditions. Perhaps your environment is different. Perhaps you live in another place of the world. Perhaps you have a different profession. So these are just examples of parallel realities. and different dimensions of these parallel dimensions, because who you are is truly multidimensional. So understand that due to certain soul contracts, those that are in fear might experience, we would say, more of the intense dimensions that are based more in duality. So when it comes to technology changes or outages, understand that there would be some that experience this, but some that do not. So basically, everyone experiences reality differently, and that's how the multiverse works. So if this does happen to you, know that it is for you, and know it's just about you returning to love and into oneness, and trust that the universe is always bringing you what you require for your highest good. Is there any other questions today, dear ones?
Yeah, I have a random question. You mentioned something about us being carbon-based beings, and you experience life here as carbon-based bodies. I thought we're oxygen-based bodies, and people on Mars are carbon-based bodies because they mainly breathe in carbon dioxide. Is that true? Why are we carbon-based bodies?
You are carbon-based bodies because you're created from the stardust. You were created from the earth. This is what creates your carbon body. Yes, there are different elements. Yes, water is an element. Air is an element. Electricity is another element. It is the combination of the stardust, the heat, the electricity, and the water and the light that creates forms in carbon-based expressions, both here and other places around the universe. So understand that this stardust, which created your human form, which is we would say the very creation of Earth itself, of Gaia itself, because you're one with her, and because of this carbon-based body, it has allowed you to be one with all that is. But you are now, we would say, elevating your experience as a human race. You are stardust, but now you are changing into more of a light body. And when we say a light body, it means that you will appear and you will experience reality in a less solid form, in a less physical form, and understand that this does not happen overnight. You are not going to wake up and suddenly not be in physical form. It is a process that the collective have chosen to now explore, and the perceived pace in which it is expressed and manifested will be according to the collective contracts, according to, we would say, the pace in which the human can tolerate these changes, because understand that there are still people in your reality. There are still those in reality that are still attached to fear. And if you change too soon, it might trigger certain fears within them and trigger a dissociation. And this is why it's been a gentle awakening. And this is why you as a human race have gone through certain events to gradually allow you to become who you truly are, that you are truly destined to be. It is just one step at a time. So because your form will be shifting, you'll be able to reflect light. You'll be able to travel throughout the multiverse more easily, not just, I would say, psychically in your terminology, but to also physically locate. You call this biolocation. You'll be able to connect more in oneness communication with all beings without the need for verbal communication. These are just some of the shifts that are in store for the human collective. And because of your changing form, you'll also be able to activate further technology within you that allows you to openly and consciously communicate with star beings across the universe. And as the human collective moves through this process, you will soon open a portal and you will allow a certain vibration to occur for the human collective that allows the star beings to make open contact with you. The time is soon, and when this event occurs, when the collective in an overt way knows that they are truly not alone, this will further activate the next stage of this change of form. You are already activating that within you, and that is why there is so many of you are coming aware of new abilities within you. And for some of you, these abilities seem to occur overnight, and it can happen depending on your soul contracts and what you chose to bring through. But understand, all of your abilities are from all the lives you have lived or are living throughout the timelines. And prior to being manifested on earth, you chose which abilities you would bring online in this lifetime. And these abilities that are coming online are sourced from other lives that you have lived or are living. So understand, sometimes this is why when you have certain abilities come online, you seem to be somewhat familiar with them. It's because you are just getting reacquainted to these new abilities, your perception of new abilities. Yes, they may be expressed uniquely because they're coming through a unique dimension, a unique form. So, of course, with every ability that you bring through that is aligned to your emerging light bodies, it may be slightly different to how you experience it in other lives. So understand there are many stages of you moving from a carbon-based being to a light-based being. So it's about you embracing all the changes that are going to occur within you. The first step is to be aware of the changes within and the abilities that are coming online. D1.
Can you please give an example of what you mean you'll be able to reflect light? Like, just describe it. What does that mean? Thank you.
D1. Reflecting light means that when there is light shown on the skin, there will be a reflection. There will be an example of this would be in certain conditions, in certain frequency environments. You'll be able to have an emittance of rainbow colors, for instance, the rays of creation. They can be shined on you just like a crystal pyramid. When you shine certain lights to that pyramid, it emits certain rays, certain colors, the colors of light. It is these colors that can be reflected of you. This is why many of you have called this the rainbow body. Many traditions have referred to this as the rainbow body. But it's not just in a form of consciousness. It is a physical representation also. This is just one example. Because of the changes within your physical form, you will have certain reflective properties in your new form, we would say.
That's very cool. Thank you.
Is there any other questions, D1s? Ooh, we have rendered all those here today speechless. D1s. There are many changes that are occurring for you and your collective. Some of them will be subtle. Some of them will be more intense. But you can allow yourself to transition through these shifts in a more fluid way if you let go and surrender. The longer you resist, the density programs will remain in your frequency. You're in the process of transitioning from releasing these programs to activating this galactic DNA within you, activating more of your light body within you, transforming your being and your form from a carbon-based to a light-based being. So listen to your body. As your body becomes more aligned to higher consciousness, You'll be able to develop higher states of communication with your body. Your body is not an empty vessel. It is intelligent. So as you move through these shifts, listen to your body. What does your body need? Does it need certain foods and sustenance? Does it need to connect to certain aspects of nature? Listen within your heart. All the information is there. All the tools that you need to navigate these changes are within you. But it calls on you to trust who you are, to not doubt yourself, because many of you do doubt yourself. You compare your experiences with others and you judge your experiences. But understand these new experiences have never been experienced on earth before. So there is nothing to compare it to. So just trust and embrace who you are and who you are changing to be. That is perfect in every moment. Open your senses. Start to be creative in communicating with the multidimensional versions of you. It may come as a fleeting moment to you, a vision of another life, a felt experience of another life, another reality. Take note of these. Record these, write them down, interact with these. And as you creatively engage with these new abilities, you'll activate more within you. So trust in the power of you. And know that you are never alone. We are within you, for we are one. Is there any other questions before we finish here today?
I have one more question.
Yes, D1.
So my question is, I'm feeling a huge wave coming for 2022, and my other friends out there are also feeling this energy. And there's a lot of people talking about the energy, and I think because we're sensitive to the energy, we're just sensing it and getting ready for it. Is there anything you can talk about for 2022 other than just go with the flow, be in the moment, and stay in alignment?
On your current collective trajectory, which can change, the current trajectory of the human consciousness collective is at a point where in your time perception of next year, of 2022, marks the end of a current purging collective shifts. For a number of recent years, you've experienced worldwide events that has catalyzed you. It was a necessary stage to activate the releasement process, to release programs that no longer served you and the collective, that allowed you to detach from a duality consciousness, to allow room to activate more high dimensions of oneness into your remembered state of being, in consciousness and in form. So we would say next year, on the current trajectory, you would have let go of so many of these programs that you have, we would say in your terminology, purged aspects that is no longer required for your evolutionary stage. You would have then allowed certain frequencies to be at a heightened state, a higher rate in your terminology, because you have released so much. And because of this higher frequency, it then allows you collectively to move to a next stage. And this next stage will be witnessing the oneness, the love. You'll be able to experience more love within yourself, a connection of love between all others. The concept of conditioned love will become, we would say, experienced in a lesser rate. as this conditional love relates to duality, and as this is becoming transmuted from the human collective program, you'll experience more infinite love, unconditional love, and acceptance for all things. And because of this, there will be less fear experienced, more joy experienced. And because of this, because of this further activation of your galactic DNA and your light bodies, you'll reach another level of ability activations within you. And at the completion of this stage, this is when you will expect to receive open contact with the star beings. And understand there is no specific time that's already been pre-organized. It is when the collective is ready, when they were at this vibrational stage, because when they were at this stage, there will be less fear, and the collective will be able to manage this information. At this current stage, there are still, we would say, people, because of their attachments, will be triggered into a deep dissociation if they were to know that they're not alone in the universe. So understand there are many stages of your evolutionary journey here. And the timing of all these stages depends on you, depends on the collective frequency. So with this news, dear one, allow yourself to surrender more to the knowing of what you will transform to be. That is more love, that is more connection. So those of you who are experiencing the dark night, there is hope. It is all for you, not just for your own perceived individual evolution, but for the whole collective evolution. You are here in this transition, which is very challenging for many. The amnesia, the darkness, the fear, the separation, and then transitioning to the oneness connection, to the love connection. And being able to experience both can allow one to feel dissociated, to feel unsure of where they are in their reality, creates confusion. But understand, only the most advanced beings are here today experiencing life in this reality because you knew you'll be at the forefront of this evolution. You have all the abilities, technologies within you to manage this transitional period. So it's about surrendering to the changes within you. And it is through the present moment, through engaging with heart technologies, where you open your heart portal and you allow more of the activations to occur within you.
So you're saying it's going to be like, you know, how in the 70s we had the freedom movement and then there was this feminist movement and things like that. Will it be kind of like that, but moving more towards oneness and connection and love?
There is a movement between connection and love. It already exists. And all those dimensions which are realized already exist in the multiverse. There are many realities, many future realities already existing. So it's up to you as a collective on what that would look like, depending on your vibration. So we can only give an example of one dimension, but there are many dimensions. There is no straightforward descriptive of what one's future will look like because there are many. And they're always being attracted and brought forth into your present reality, depending on your vibration. So understand it is a movement to love, connection, and oneness. There'll be much joy experienced. It is one step at a time for the collective. but it calls on you to be love on action, expressing love in action. Unity will be remembered. Oneness will be remembered in many different ways. Do one. Is there any other questions before we finish here today?
Oh, sorry, one more.
Yes, Diwan.
Okay, so I believe the galactic family, because we are in the forefront of the soul collective and opening up this galactic inner ability within us, because we're all one, there are many different timelines of the forefront for 2022. And it depends on our vibration and our belief system for 2022, what I would personally experience versus the soul collective. But I really feel like we're being prepared tremendously, a lot. And I know there's many different timelines, but I think the galactic, I think I've been prepared for like 4 years to be part of the galactic family. And I think that's what you were talking about, that there could be galactic contact with some of us in different ways, because we're all connected in the oneness, and that to just embrace it. And that's all I need to do. Not that I need to do anything, but it's okay.
The open contact with the star beings will be experienced by all, because it is a part of your collective soul contracts to know that you are not alone in the universe, because it is much more than just a simple meeting of the star beings. This will deeply activate the evolution of the humankind. You'll be forced to see your reality in a new way, to see what's important in your life. It'll activate more oneness connections within you. Your worldview will shift. For some, for those who are not willing to let go of the resistance and not willing to see the higher perspectives, may experience fear temporarily, especially those who are very attached to certain dogmas about who they are and their existence and their place in the universe. So, but this is for them, and this is why the open contact won't manifest until the majority is ready for it, until the collective is ready for it. Meaning that when it occurs for the collective, because of the frequency point, you as a collective will be able to come together. Yes, some may be triggered, but because of the overwhelming position of love and acceptance, and because those of you who are the light workers and the way showers, because you will then activate more stages of your mission here to be the light for others, to share the truth, to share the love, you will assist in the integration of this next phase of the human evolution. So yes, the collective will be aware of it. There are many different dimensions, different realities that might not be experienced by the collective, but this open contact will be experienced by the collective, because it is necessary for the collective to know who they are and how they connect with the cosmos, and that they are truly not alone. It is needed for the human collective. There is nothing to fear, although some might trigger fear because of the fear of the unknown. And this is why we have been guiding you to practice exploring the unknown. Because when open contact occurs, it will be the greatest unknown for the human collective. And if you are experiencing and used to experiencing fear in the unknown, when the great unknown occurs in open contact, it may trigger you. So get comfortable with the unknown in your own reality. Push past that fear. Step forward in your vulnerability. Trust the universe. And this will allow you to get better acquainted to the unknown. But the true magic occurs where your powers become activated. And then in the moment of the great unknown, when open contact is made, you'll be able to be in a certain vibration because you've practiced exploring the unknown, where you can assist others in a more powerful way, we would say. So yes, you have been prepared. All of you have. This is why there's been so many of you that are going through these stages of what you call awakening, to allow you to see beyond the veil of physical reality, to allow you to explore dimensions of fear and love, to get acquainted to these dimensions, because when the great unknown occurs, there will be others in your reality experiencing this. So then if you can be anchored in the trust of the universe, anchored into your heart, in the knowing and the oneness, you'll be able to be that inspired voice for others. And you can effectively create, we would say, a more fluid transition, integrating to this grand meeting. And it is an exciting time for your evolution, for the humankind, one that has occurred throughout all civilizations across the universe. It is a pathway to oneness remembrance. Or collectives across all the universes go through certain similar stages of knowing that they're not alone in the universe, to help them activate these oneness dimensions within them. So now it's your turn, and you are ready, because you have done the work, because you have released the fear and what no longer serves you, because you are choosing love and oneness. And you can do this in every day of your reality. You can continue to cultivate love and acceptance. And as you do this on a perceived individual level, you also do this for the collective, because you are all connected to the collective consciousness. So when you release and surrender, when you embrace the powerful being that you are, when you reconnect your separated selves, you're also assisting the collective in this movement. You are truly connected. So embrace who you are in love and oneness. Remember, you are never alone. Dear ones. Is there any other questions before we finish here today? Dear ones, many changes are occurring within you. And because the changes are occurring within you, you'll see these changes reflected in your environment, in your reality. So start to see the changes in your reality, the connections. Trust the power of you. Trust the changes that are occurring within your very blood, within your very DNA. Do not be afraid to explore the unknown, because this is where you activate more of your power. It is in the unknown. It is here where you open the pathway and the portal for you to experience all the wisdom of the universe. It is in that space of the unknown, where there is no control, where there is no resistance. It is here where you are flowing with source energy, the energy that connects all life throughout all the universes, that connects each and every one of you. Welcome to the next stage of your evolution. And it's with such love that we come through in this direct way to be your guide and friend on this journey. Until next time, farewell.